Good afternoon, Facebook Live. This is Pick the Team Live ahead of Arsenal in association with Hayes, our official recruitment partner. And I have not one, but two guests alongside me today. I've got the Paul Walsh, not the former player you'll be gutted to hear, and of course Chappie. Big game this weekend. How are we feeling about it?
Excited. Early start.
You're worried about the fact we've got to get up early and go, probably a 7 o'clock start. Yeah. That's what we're most
Just as
worried
a little
about
plug,
right now.
These guys are doing a vlog, so they're going to be vlogging the journey.
Yeah, and we'll have another little man with us as well. Not Adam Keyworth, it's going to be Braden. So yeah, make sure you watch that. It should be out on Monday. But obviously big game. Get through Arsenal, get to a final, and that'll be another big game as well. Obviously against either Chelsea or Tottenham. It's not going to be easy beating Arsenal, and then there's another big game after that if we get through. But yeah, I think we can do it. I think we will.
For sure.
All right, so as you guys know by now, the way this works is we're going to ask you who you think Pep is going to pick on Sunday. Now, we still have not got one right all season because he seems to mystify us every time, and in particular, he's never stuck with the same team, has he? So maybe this weekend we'll get it right. So let us know who you think should be in each position as we go along. So let's start off then at the back. We're going to start with the keeper, number one.
Happy?
Well, I think he's stated himself, Pep, that he's going to rotate the keepers, and I think Willie has quite a good record at Wembley, hasn't he? Penalty shootouts, etc. So
amazing one.
For this game, I think he might select Willie.
Yeah, he is like the penalty hero, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's made Wembley his spiritual home, hasn't he now? I think he said he's not got a first-choice goalkeeper now. It's between Bravo and Caballero, and, whoever he picks, I'm sure will back him. But yeah, it looks like it'll be Caballero.
OK, so first and foremost then, we are going to put in Caballero. He is going in as our stopper on Sunday. So we're going to go for our centre-back pairing. Now, Pep's just said in the press conference that Stones is not available. He is out, unfortunately, for this weekend's game. But we know who is available and who was fantastic at Southampton, and that is Vincent Kompany.
Yeah, the man himself. Great to see him back. What an influence he is in the games. Not only his own individual performance, but his influence he's got on everybody else is just outstanding. Great leader, great player. He's a certain starter for me, I think. And I think he'll probably stick Otamendi alongside him.
Yeah, I was going to say the same as what you just said. I was speaking to Kelly on the way over here, and we were saying about how I think potentially Otamendi had a better defensive game than Kompany did against Southampton, but Kompany just lifts everything. Mm-hmm. Everybody performs better when he's there. I think we just feel more confident as a team. Kompany, Otamendi.
Yeah, well, obviously a lot of people agreeing with you. We've got Susan Walbot. She says Kompany in the team. Definitely Dommy Dom is echoing that sentiment as well. You could just see from the expression, the way he celebrated that goal, how much it meant to him. It's tough. It's tough to be injured, isn't it?
I think it's shown as well how much we've missed in this season. We've been criticised on a few occasions for our dense defensive performances, but he does make a massive difference to the whole team. Because
there was something about it, the shape of the team just looked and felt right, didn't it? For the first time, I thought, this season.
Yeah, I think those two, we know they've played a lot of games together, Kompany and Otamendi, so it's just about when they're both there, they both fit. We know they'll do a job, and I think in fact, when we did pick the team last, Kelly, that was when we were talking about whether Kompany should come back in. It was for the Chelsea game. Now, obviously, we didn't get the result we wanted that game, but Kompany, we felt that was a bonus at least. We didn't win that game, but if Kompany's going to be there and he can keep fit, the sky's the limit.
OK, yeah, we've got Gordon Chatanga. He says VK and Otamendi, Harrison Edwards, Kompany and Otamendi. So I think those two have got to go in. So Vincent Kompany and Nico Otamendi. So they go into the team. OK, next up then, we are going to go for... Let's go right back for the first one.
I think he'll stick with Navas.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Speaking on behalf of Pep and trying to think how Pep will think, I think he'll stick with Navas. I think he's been pleased with his performances. I don't think he's let the team down. He's got a lot of physical assets, and he's such a willing lad. He works so hard for the team. He loves to get forward. I don't think he's disappointed at all, and I personally think he will stick with him.
How impressed have you been with Navas in that position?
Yeah, I
Because
think
it's taken everyone by surprise.
that's what Pep does, doesn't he? He takes us by surprise. Again, nobody expected that. But he came in, maybe his first game was a little bit shaky when you're in that position, but that's to be expected when you're thrown into a new position. He's going to run and run and run, we know that, and you need a bit of that in your team. And he's going to cover so much space, and he will go forward as well. That's the other thing. He will go forward, and his crossing game seems to really come on. So that's great. I don't know if he's been practicing with that or what, but he's been diving forward and going for it, which is great. So he's providing an attacking option. So it's kind of like, you know, he messed around with 3 at the back, 4 at the back. This is 4 at the back, but it's it's like, kind of like wing backs, isn't it, when you've got Navas there?
But when you think Zabaleta and Sanya are available to play as well, and if he does persevere with him, it just shows you how much he actually thinks about him at this moment in time. So.
It says a lot, and it's funny, isn't it, because Navas only came in probably because Sanya was injured.
Injuries.
I think Zabaleta had been playing injuries, so he's come in, and it's funny how it works sometimes, isn't it? You know, a player gets injured, somebody comes in, they have a chance, and they make it their own. So that's a great story.
We do have a couple of shouts here for Zaba. Sabji Bakar says Zaba. Leo Kuznets has put on Zaba, but I think the overwhelming majority seems to be for Navas. Another comment here. I agree, Navas has impressed at right back, so I think that is who we are going to put into the team. All right, the other way then. So
Left back.
Left back.
I think he'll stick with Clichy. I think Clichy's been pretty steady. Don't think he's let anybody down. I think he's been quite pleased with him. You see, I'm speaking here, and I'm trying to speak in Pep's mind. So I know he's changed the team every game, I think, this season. But this might be a game and a situation where he definitely will stick with the back 4 this game.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. I think we'll go against Clichy. You know, he's coming up against his old club, obviously. Another goal from Clichy out of nowhere against Arsenal, that'd be all right, wouldn't it? But I'm not sure.
Sanya's old club too.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Some players do rise to the occasion, don't they? But otherwise, yeah, why not? I think everybody is happy with Navas. Navas, not
there's a
Navas.
couple of shouts for Kolarov as well. But again, overwhelmingly, it does seem to be Clichy. Dusan Shavana says Clichy for sure. John Bull, Clichy. Jamie Williams has to be Clichy, so let's put in Clichy. That is
Cool.
who we are
I
going
think
for.
he was going to play Kolarov, he'd play him at centre-back anyway, wouldn't he? So
Yeah.
Clichy's the man for us, isn't he?
All right, so how do we see the midfield lining up? We know that really there is only one man. We'll see if anyone disagrees with us, but there is one player that rises to the occasion every time, and he's been great for us in FA Cups in the
The
past.
big game player, Yaya is. I think he'll go with Yaya. He is a big game player. He's been exceptionally good at Wembley, as you've said. I think he'll have Yaya and Fernandinho just sat in front of the back 4 there.
Yeah, there's some old school partnerships coming back together. Some of the old boys for this game. We've got Fernandinho and Yaya, and Company and Otamendi. You know, sort of partnerships of the last couple of years, maybe. So yeah, why not? They know how each other play. They're fantastic big game players. Fernandinho. I mean, let's not just talk about Yaya. How great Fernandinho has been, and he's Mr. Manchester City at the minute. I think he's really. I think everybody wants it. He's probably the first name on the team sheet in a lot of cases, probably for me. And then Yaya, whether he's going to be playing more forward or deeper, he can adapt his game now. And I think in the last couple of games, you've seen him storming forward on occasion as well. So he's still got it in him when he wants to, even if his game has adapted a little bit over the years. But it's a sign of an intelligent player, isn't it, when you can adapt to your age a little bit.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Yaya plays, whether it's going to be more defensive or perhaps going forward a little bit more. But
I think Wembley will bring the best out of him anyway, won't it? So I think we'll get a performance.
he seems to love scoring at Wembley, doesn't he? So, Aaron Dale Jones has said the same. Yaya loves Wembley. Duchamp Savannah, Fernandinho's fast. Yaya defensively is great. So I think that's who we're going to go with, isn't it? We're going to go for that midfield pairing of Yaya Toure and Fernandinho.
Mm-hmm.
All right, sat in front of them then.
I personally think he'll stick with the same as he did to Southampton with De Bruyne, Silva, Sané.
It's slightly controversial because you look at it and you say, well, how is Sterling
Who's had an
going to
exceptional
get in?
season.
Who has been fantastic.
Yeah, but then, you know, Sané, he's scored in the last 2 games he's played against Arsenal now.
He is on fire.
Yeah.
He's on fire at the minute, isn't he?
I mean, if you wanted to stretch a team, that's the man that you want. Sané can play on that last line of counter-attack. He's fantastic. Sterling, he might play. I wouldn't be too surprised if he doesn't. But De Bruyne, I mean, Silva's been one of the best players of the season. As we know, he's consistently brilliant. So all 3 of those, there's nothing between them. And you could throw Sterling in there if you wanted to.
I think the thing is, particularly with Kev, for me, that's impressed me the last couple of games is just how unselfish he's been. I think you look at the goals that he had last season compared to what he's got now. It's not even half, is it? But his assists.
He's got the most in the league, hasn't he, at the moment, I think. He got 2 more at the weekend. So, yeah, he's adapting his game and he's willing to change to whatever Pep asks of him, which is great. So, yeah, De Bruyne, is one of the best players in the City shirt at the minute. We all love him.
Yeah.
And I think Arsenal played for the first time this season last week at Middlesbrough with the back 3. Whether they'll do the same again on Sunday, I don't know. I presume he'll revert back to a back 4. But
have you been cheating and doing some research, Chappie?
No,
this isn't fair at all. Oh, okay, right, yeah. Someone off camera just told you that, did they? Yeah, I read that too, actually, but I thought it was my own little secret. No. But yeah, let's see. They're trying to change things up a little bit now, aren't they, to try and adapt because their season's not going so well. But I think with company there at the back, they can play however many they want. They can play 10 up front.
The main thing is how we play now. I mean, on
play to our strengths.
We perform. We can beat anybody in the league. So
the fact is, it's 2 teams who it's the only chance of silverware for this season. So, it's going to be a case of who wants it more, I think, on the day.
But you might suggest that Wenger needs a top 4 more than anything. So might you prioritise that? We've got a derby coming up in midweek as well, so we'll be looking to that. There's so many factors at this as we get to the end of the season now. That if things are, Pep and Arsene Wenger might both thinking about the next games a little bit as well. I don't know.
Oh, there's been a lot more turmoil at Arsenal, I think, over the last few weeks than there has at ours, hasn't there?
Definitely. It's just the fact it's a derby, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
A derby, obviously, you've got... He always says he takes 1 game at a time, but at the same time...
The thing is, I suppose you say,
the
next 2 games are almost season-defining, I think that's...
Absolutely.
Could well be.
Vital games, yeah.
Could well be, yeah.
Yeah. OK, so we are going to go with... We're going KDB on the left, Sané on the right, so the way round. OK, so we're going to go...
They swap around, don't they? But
exactly.
Yeah.
Let's go for Sané on...
can play in any position, but those are the ones who will be in front of Fernandinho and Yaya, I think. KDB, Silva and Sané.
OK, so we are going to put those into the team, which really only leaves us with 1 option. And we know, of course, who that is.
Yeah, it's...
Well, do we? Do we, though? Because if you watch Pep's press conference, he does say that Gabriel Jesus is travelling with the squad to London this weekend. But there again, they're all going. But he hasn't ruled out a starting position for him, and we do know that he has trained.
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw that in there.
That'll be very
I'm just going to leave that out there and see what happens.
If he started him on Sunday, because he probably hadn't had as much intensive training as he probably would have needed.
It'd be a big game to come back for to start.
Game to just throw him in.
Yeah, coming back from that kind of injury as well.
I think everyone's really excited about the prospect of him being in, but then it could happen. He could start. Who knows? You never know. I mean, that's it. That's why this job is a thankless task. Doing what we're doing here is like almost impossible to get it right. But yeah, I think he'll come on. I think he will play maybe 20 minutes.
So you think he'll be on the bench?
Yeah, I think he might keep him in mind for the derby.
So he'll start with Iheanacho.
Hey! There's another guy as well that we've got who's pretty decent at scoring goals. He's called Sergio Aguero.
Yeah.
So
who are we selecting then?
Well, it's got to be the one and only, hasn't it, Aguero?
Yeah.
Still cannot be beaten. And you guys agree as well. We've got a couple of comments here. Luke Vergara, Aguero. Aguero starts. That's from Yance. So, yeah, that's who we're going with up front. As always, Aguero. And that for us completes the team. Now, how close we get to it, as usual, I don't know.
It's only 1 change from the last one, isn't it?
And that is
Last
at the
time we
back of
did
the
this
keeper.
is when he put Delph in out of nowhere, and he had a great game. I wouldn't be surprised to see Delph again in the squad. It wouldn't surprise me at all. But yeah, that's what we've gone with.
I don't think it would surprise any of us if we saw a totally different team than one we've selected, because Pep does change.
Not
and
to put down on the whole
things.
video.
He likes to do things that other people might not think about. So it'd be no surprise to me if we got it all wrong.
Okay.
On that positive note.
Just finally, before we go, a shout out that if you're not heading to London, then tomorrow you should get yourself to the Academy Stadium, because our women's team, of course, are in the semi-finals of the Champions League against Lyon. You will see some of the best strikers in the women's game, so get yourself down there. It's going to be fantastic. We're all going to be there, aren't we? So we can't wait for that one. Guys, thank you for joining us, and hopefully we'll be going through to the final come Sunday afternoon. Fingers crossed. We'll see you then.